John Cena comes back in the end of the month.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mostly Football, episode 8. Tonight, I got my boys Nate and Whiskey in the house with me. We're talking NBA Finals. We're on Game 3 of the final series right now, folks. We're talking Hell in a Cell. Did you see Cody Rhodes? And also, we're breaking down the NFC North. Ooh, yeah, get ready for some NFC North talk. Woo! And we're done, boys. How are we
I have
doing?
a question.
Ask away.
Okay, so tomato is technically considered to some people a fruit.
It is a fruit. It's not technically a fruit. It is a fruit.
Oh, okay, so doesn't that make tomato juice a smoothie?
Technically, if you want to be technical about it.
Okay,
But I wouldn't drink it.
just asking.
Who was that for?
Anybody who wanted to answer it?
All right. Well, what if you? I mean, where do you want to go with that? What does that make a Bloody Mary? I mean, my God, is that
breakfast.
a smoothie as well?
That's breakfast.
That's breakfast. Do you like
That's
Bloody
breakfast.
Marys, TJ?
I don't mind them every once in a while. I'm not a big fan, but on occasion, yeah, if I'm going out to like a late Sunday brunch or something, I'll have one.
Nate,
Little
you a
Tabasco
Bloody Mary
sauce.
guy?
Don't touch the stuff.
Don't touch this stuff.
Don't like Bloody Mary. I don't like tomato juice.
What about
Dude, I don't
spaghetti?
even.
I like spaghetti, but I don't like tomato juice. It's like it's like drinking that what's the V8 stuff? Yeah, hell
Mhm.
no. You got to be a fucking psycho to drink that.
Now-
and enjoy it.
V8 it was a tropical drink, and it was basically pineapples and something else,
They still have them. They still have those.
but I can't find them anywhere.
You gotta go to Kroger. They usually have the fruit juice ones. Kroger or Tom Thumb.
Yeah, they had like a pineapple mango one. I like that one. That was literally the only one I could do.
So big news out of the NFL today is Aaron Donald got paid.
Oh, thank you, sir, for leading us into that. Yeah, go ahead.
Got his money. How much was it? I think he got 2 years for $95 million.
Let's see here.
Is that guaranteed?
Most of it is.
2 years, $60 million.
2 years 60, but I think his total was like 90. It ended up being 95 because I know I saw 95 somewhere.
Or their incentives and whatnot.
Probably. I know I saw it. Yeah, so he gets a $40 million. They said a $40 million raise. They said he's the highest paid non-quarterback in history.
Let's check it out right here from ESPN.com. All-Pro defensive
$95
tackle
million over 3 years.
Aaron Donald is returning to the Los Angeles Rams with a big raise that will make him the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL, just as Nate said. The Rams reworked Donald's deal to give him a $40 million raise over the last 3 years of his existing contract. Sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter, making him the first non-quarterback to eclipse $30 million per season.
But a lot of people, but a lot of that is like, I think a lot of it's guaranteed, so it probably won't hit. It probably won't hit their cap as hard, but we'll have to see.
The reworked contract brings the total value of Donald's contract to $95 million over 3 years. Yes, just as you said, Nate. Look at you, man.
And he's worth every penny. Like, you
Doing
can't.
the work.
He literally won you he won you your Super Bowl. Like, that last play was all Aaron Donald. Every bit of it, because whatchamacallit, he was wide open. I saw a video, like, if you rewatch that play, Jalen Ramsey goes down, and what is that kid's name? I cannot think of his name for the life of me right now.
I'm not ignoring anybody. I promise. I'm trying to.
What's the receiver? What's Cincinnati's top receivers now? I can't think. I don't know why I can't think.
Jamar Chase?
Yes. He was wide open. Like, somehow Jalen Ramsey falls. Jamar Chase is wide open. So if he gets like a split second longer, Cincinnati wins the Super Bowl.
Here's a funny quote from head coach Todd McVay. You know, he's praising Aaron Donald and how they wanted to get the deal done. He says, quote, "We had a feeling it was trending in the right direction when he was at my wedding on Saturday night." So there you go. Congratulations, Sean McVay. And I'm sure Aaron Donald got you a fantastic gift for that new contract money of his.
He's 31 years old. So for the next 3 years, you got him till he's 34? And he's still productive? Dude, come on.
Deal includes $65 million guaranteed in the first 2 years and is structured in such a way that Donald can either retire or return for the 2024 season. Interesting.
I don't see them winning another Super Bowl, though. I'll be honest. They're not. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. It's really difficult to run it back, and the fact is, like, I mean, yeah, you replaced. If you don't get OBJ back, you still have they signed Evan Robinson, right? Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
So they signed Allen Robinson. You have him plus Cooper Kupp. You still got Tyler Higbee. Your run game is who the hell knows.
It'll be fine.
The defense is okay. I mean, they may, but I don't see it. It just I just don't see it. I don't see them running it back.
I mean, really, the defense with Bobby Wagner in the middle now as a linebacker, that's a playmaker on every level.
Absolutely. You still got Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, no doubt they'll be odds-on favorites, to be in the postseason and things like that. It's just, do you guys think that in general, like, there's been like a kind of like a shift toward, I think back in the day, maybe in the 70s, guys were like, yeah, you're going to have to drag me, you have to peel me off the field, I'm going to die out there. And I think more and more guys are saying the earlier I can get out, the better. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, you've seen it in the past. I mean, you've seen it in guys like, what's his name?
Borland? Chris Borland?
Yeah, him. You see it in
Calvin Johnson kind of hung it up early.
Calvin Johnson hung it up. He didn't hang it up because of the toll it was taking on his body. Calvin Johnson hung it up because he was in Detroit. Let's be honest.
Andrew Luck. Maybe you're thinking Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck is another one.
Yeah.
Why I can't think the middle linebacker for Carolina.
Oh yeah, Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly. He hung it up.
Yep. Yeah, these guys get banged up, man.
I mean, you look at the Niners. Look at the Niners lost a lot of fucking people to early retirement.
Yeah, this is a well-deserved contract for Donald. He's been most of the reason they've been so good for as long as they have since he's been drafted. Anyone paying attention to the Bengals in the postseason could see that Joe Burrow, he was not getting protected. Hence the reason the Bengals invested so heavily in their offensive line this offseason. But yeah, you just knew it was going to be a storm coming when Donald showed up against the Bengals in that Super Bowl. And really, I mean, it was still exciting. The Bengals put up a heck of a fight, but I think the real deciding factor was just how little time Burrow had in the pocket at the end. And big congratulations for Aaron Donald. TJ coming in here. This show is off the hook. Thank you, TJ. Keep tuning in, bud. We got a show every Monday. It's a little after 9:30. I try to make it 9:30. It's always last minute. What can you do? But you're here now. That's what's important. Guys, do you want to stick with football or do you want to move into the wrestling stuff?
Wrestling won't last as long. We keep doing football.
All right. Let's move into another story I found here.
Oh, boy.
From CBS Sports. Walmart heir Rob Walton expected to purchase Broncos for a record-setting $4.5 billion.
And that's coming off the cusp of Nike making a play for Portland.
I have a question, and
yes,
I'm not trying to be funny here. I have a legit question because I don't know. Does John Elway, is he like the GM or is he
GM?
Okay.
Yeah.
Not John Elway, John Lynch.
No, it's John Elway.
Was it John Elway? Lynch is for the Niners. Okay.
Yeah.
He's the GM.
Okay. I didn't know if he was the owner or GM. I knew it was one.
No, he's the GM. But yeah, and it's crazy is like now that
Brady Quinn over here, all handsome and whatnot.
they had to come through. The Adam Silver had to answer questions about the whole offer that Nike made to purchase Portland. They're saying they're currently not for sale. I mean, shit. If somebody offered me $2.5 billion, shit.
So wait, the company Nike wants to buy
I think it's
or like a rep from
it was
Nike?
the owner, or it's him in like. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Because it came out last week that someone in Nike wanted to purchase Portland. Let's see.
For the first time since 1984, the Denver Broncos are going to have a new owner. According to Forbes, Rob Walton is likely going to purchase the team with a winning bid that's expected to come in at roughly $4.5 billion.
Yeah. So Phil Knight, who's Nike's founder, he made an offer for $2 billion for Portland. So
TJ, how much did you end up offering for the Broncos?
I have a legitimate hate for the Broncos, so I wouldn't buy them.
You wouldn't take them for free.
While we're on the subject, the reason why I hate the Broncos is because they beat Brett Favre in the Super Bowl. Terrell Davis, I hated that salute. I hated it with a passion. Because everybody knows I'm a big Brett Favre fan, which leads me to my next point. Google, the next time you want to scare me about my favorite quarterback, don't have the headline reads NFL World reacts to breaking Brett Favre news.
Oh.
And then when I click on the link, it's about Brett Favre returning to Donald Driver's charity football event. You mother effers, stop it.
You thought he got the old Ray Liotta, huh?
I thought something happened to him.
From an official standpoint, the CBS article says the second round of bids won't be turned in until Monday, today. This article was written, I think, 10 hours ago. A source confirmed to CBS Sports NFL Insider, Josina Anderson. Ooh, hashtag at IG Josina. Source said, quote, any notation that a favorite has emerged or that a figure has been finalized is categorically false. Sheesh.
I wonder what possessed them to decide to sell the team.
Money.
I mean, I get it. I mean, if you offer me $4.5 billion for my team, you can have that shit. You can have it.
Rob, who is the son of Walmart founder Sam Walton, is worth an estimated $59.6 billion.
Well, we know where a lot of their fucking supporters their sponsorship is going to come from.
Yeah, this guy, he puts Tepper and Jerry Jones to shame, huh?
Right.
Once the purchase is finalized, not only will Walton instantly become the NFL's richest owner, but he'll have a higher net worth than the NFL's 6 richest owners combined. Holy shit.
It was Walmart.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's Walmart.
Wow.
When you can just dump $4.5 billion and still have money to still be richer than 6 rich owners combined, that's money. You got money for no reason.
He shares a bank account with Elon Musk.
Like your kids, you're set for the next 7 or 8 generations. At least.
I mean, think about that. The 6 owners combined, he has more net worth. That's insane.
And that's net worth. That's not actually what he has in the bank.
And for what? So you can check yourself out and fucking show the lady the receipt on the way out?
Dude, you gotta think, dude, that's
so I can get some great value tissues that suck.
Their sponsorships is gonna be straight Walmart. Walmart's gonna get a shit ton of like boost in revenue off this.
Dude, if I see the Walmart logo on the side of someone's helmet, I'm turning my.
They might change the name of the stadium if you think about it.
Here's another one we got, guys.
Well,
I think
who
I might
cares?
put an ad in here.
It's the 49ers. Who cares?
This is big news, TJ.
Screw the Niners and screw.
We all know that we already know that Trey Lance is going to start next season. Jimmy G is done in San Francisco.
This coming from SportsIllustrated.com. Grant Cohn. Right. How often? I mean, people never spell that right? I mean, it's always Cone. Grant Cohn.
That's how I'd spell it.
Here we go. Mandatory minicamp starts Tuesday, and Jimmy Garoppolo won't be there. That's because 49ers have given him an excused absence, according to the NFL Network. Typically, teams fine players who don't show up to minicamp, but the 49ers are making an exception for Garoppolo.
It's because he sucks and nobody wants him.
Wow, they're like, you know what, dude? Not only are we not going to fine you, but just take a while, just as much time as you need.
Because they got. I think that they're keeping Trey Lance under covers. Honestly, I think they are. I think he's taking steps. He's ahead of where he's supposed to be, and I think that they're just like, whatever he does, whatever Jimmy does, fuck it. We're set at quarterback.
This says why? Because he's injured. He's still rehabbing from off-season shoulder surgery on his throwing arm. He couldn't participate in practice. If he were there, he would just stand on the sideline and watch other players practice. Plus, the mere presence of Garoppolo would be a distraction. The 49ers want Trey Lance to take over the team and win over the locker room, and you can't do that if Garoppolo is hanging around. It's such a weird situation, dude. Just like with Baker Mayfield, I understand money's wrapped up, but, trade him for anything. Cut him, whatever. But, if the feeling inside the organization is this is going to get awkward, you got to get rid of the guy.
So
Absolutely.
If you're Jimmy G, you got replaced by a guy that was a quarterback and a receiver at North Dakota State. How much do you hate your life right now?
Jimmy G was never good.
Listen,
I never said he
real.
was. I never said he was.
if I'm as handsome as Jimmy G and have made as much money as Jimmy G in the NFL so far, I'm not mad at all.
Jimmy G is a better. He's a better version of Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's what he is. He's a better version of
the beard. Respect the beard.
No, I don't respect shit. That inconsistent
He's worse
ass.
than Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Who, Jimmy?
Oh yeah.
No.
I would say so.
No. I would pick Jimmy G over Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I don't know. Maybe I just
the
fine.
inconsistency.
Like, they win games. He's fine. It's
Listen
so
to me.
unspectacular.
Right? Listen, you want to know, like, if you're heave-hoving a damn pass down the field and your helmet's turned on backwards and you somehow magically complete the pass, bullshit. It's luck. You couldn't recreate. If you can't recreate that pass on a week-to-week basis, you go sit down. That shit's lucky.
Respect the beard.
No.
Cam Newton's lover.
No, you would never be able to do it. You'd never be able to recreate that pass. He'd never be able to recreate half that so-called magic he had. No, I'm sorry. He was good enough to be a backup, and that's it. That's what Jimmy G is. Jimmy G is he's a great backup. That's why the Niners will never amount to anything until they get rid of him. You have the talent. You had talent. I mean, you still got talent. We don't know how long you're gonna have Debo because he may be out soon. I mean, you got Brandon Ayuk. You still got what's his name?
Kittle.
Yeah, you still got Kittle.
Yep.
And you don't really have a run game. Your run game's kind of shit. So, I mean, you figure your run game out, your defense is subpar.
The run game's usually fine. It's just all the
They
running
can't be
backs
healthy.
get banged up.
Yeah. And now you got to throw Debo back there. And he's your best running back, who's a receiver.
So this is awkward. Garoppolo, according to the article, has not reached out to any of the coaches this offseason. He clearly has no interest in staying with the 49ers. It's possible he could hold out training camp if the Niners still haven't traded him or released him. Finish up the article by saying, don't be surprised if the 49ers release Garoppolo right after he passes a physical in a month or two.
I think that's going to do. I think what they're really wanting is to get something rather than nothing. Even if we can get like a draft pick or something, because if we let him walk and we don't get nothing for it, then it's kind of an issue.
TJ, once Garoppolo is on the market, who do you think the first team is that's calling him up?
Houston needs a quarterback.
You think it's Houston?
I'm going to say Houston or Jags.
No, Houston got their quarterback. And Jacksonville no fucking way.
A fun fact about Houston and quarterbacks. I know he's not with them anymore. He's with the Browns, but Deshaun Watson has 20 more lawsuits against him now.
Oh, we're getting to that. Don't worry about that.
Dude, Houston just needs to let go. Houston needs to let go. They need to let go. Get these girls off of Deshaun Watson. Let go. It's done. Like,
Deshaun Watson, if you happen to hear this, you need to pull a Drake and start putting hot sauce in your condoms.
Deshaun Watson. First of like here's my thing.
Hang on. It's coming up. Let's finish up Jimmy G first. Is there a chance at all that Jimmy goes back to New England?
No. Hell no.
What about Carolina?
No.
Okay.
Because at some point, because they're still thinking about re-signing Cam. Because they don't have Matt Corral is a good quarterback. But he didn't come out of that pro style offense. He came out of the air raid offense. So he came out of the offense where he's just throwing a ball pretty much most of the game. And there's very little run game. So it's going to take some time to adjust to. And then you still have Sam Darnold, but at this point, Carolina, their quarterback situation is up in the air. I wouldn't trust Jimmy G. Again.
So this is from the NFL.com. So a reliable source. Top landing spots for Jimmy G potentially. Let me finish before you start saying no, Nate. Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, or Washington.
Man, I don't like any of those. Man,
I can see him probably going to Tampa Bay just to back up Brady again. I can see him doing that. But the thing is, he thinks he's better than he thinks he's better than what he actually really is.
Oh,
so he's gonna ask for money. He's gonna ask for shit that he's not worth.
Hey, look, with a jawline like that, so would I.
And that's gonna be the issue. What was the other? Pittsburgh, and what was the other one?
Washington.
I can see Washington doing something stupid like that. I mean, hell, they traded for Carson Wentz, so hey, why not? Why not bring in Jimmy G? Add on to the stupid shit we've been doing. Hell, right now they're talking like there's a bunch of owners that want to get rid of Stan Snyder. So why not?
Guys, let's break into this video here. From NFL.com. Deshaun Watson now facing 23 civil lawsuits alleging sexual misconduct.
Ongoing situation with Deshaun Watson.
Yes, we have a 23rd accusation against Deshaun Watson here. Another civil suit.
Should he wear 23 this season?
Another layer for.
If he could, I would.
The question now that I know a lot of folks have is, will this now further delay the timeline as far as the NFL's investigation? No one.
Mike, what's up, sir?
Fuji.
NFL saying that, or excuse me, privately, I'm being told.
Thanks for joining, man.
Weeks away here. Now, the hope or expectation is that the Browns will know what they're dealing with Watson as far as
such a crazy situation.
Sideline and for how long, perhaps before the start of training camp. But there's no hard, firm timeline here. So this is another layer, like you mentioned.
There's no evidence.
The NFL must.
Didn't his lawyer say something recently like, "What's wrong with a happy ending"?
Situation. We shall see.
I hope not.
When they come to their decision, we will let you know.
Dear God, I hope not.
I'm almost positive.
So let me. Okay. I do believe Houston had something to do with this. I do.
Of course you would.
It's weird. This kid had a spotless college career. No on the field issues, no off the field issues. He had a pretty straightforward start to his career, but the moment he's like, fuck Houston, I want to get up out of this shithole. Now all of a sudden he's a fucking sexual predator. Get the fuck out of here. No. Bullshit.
Attorney for Browns Deshaun Watson says, according to Fox News, quote, happy endings are not a crime.
You fire him. You fire him. You fire him right now. You fire him.
Oh
You
my
smack him in
god.
his head and you fire him.
If
What
I'm
the fuck is wrong
Deshaun,
with you?
if I'm Deshaun Watson, I'm high fiving and fist bumping my attorney and firing him 24 hours later.
I'm not high fiving shit. I'm already in deep fucking war. Why would you say something like
Yeah, you
that?
basically just implicated me.
Yes. And yeah, like he's like they're civil, they're not criminal. So the criminal shit's over because they didn't find any evidence. The issue is these women are trying to save face now and continue to say, well, he did this and this. Listen, here's the problem I have with a lot of issues like this. If I have a profession where I do stuff like
Multimillionaire.
masseuse, if I'm a massage therapist and I do millionaires and billionaires and I do shit like this, listen to me. The moment some dumb shit happens, I'm reporting you. Hands down. I'm reporting you. At the very least, you're gonna pay me to shut the fuck up. At the very least, you're gonna pay me to shut the fuck up. If anything has happened, you're gonna pay me to shut the fuck up.
Most of them got paid, didn't they?
No, none of them got paid.
Okay,
They didn't pay anybody. That's the thing, and that's where the point is. Like they have said nothing, they have done nothing, and they're just like, and for me, it's just like the moment the court says he's innocent or we don't have enough to charge him, get the fuck out of here. You're still playing this bullshit. You're not getting anything. Like I truly don't understand this shit. It doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like that at this point that they're trying to ruin this man's career. You're not going to tell me that he had a spotless career all the way up until the time he wanted to leave Houston. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me from the time he got into college, where kids when they first start. I mean, we can name a few. I'm just sorry. There's no way he woke up one morning like, I'm gonna be a sexual predator and I'm gonna start doing some inappropriate shit with my masseuses. Because last time I checked, when you get a massage, you have. I mean, most of the time you get naked. And
Maybe the massages you get.
Some of them have like shorts and stuff.
I mean, it's a lot of times they tell you get to where you're comfortable. Is usually what they tell you. Whether it's keeping your boxers on or if you feel comfortable naked, then do so. I'm
getting naked and spreading my cheeks. That's all I'm
saying. This right here for me, it's just a lot of it doesn't make any sense, and like a lot of it came. I told TJ knows this. I don't believe in coincidences. You're not going to tell me the moment he says he wants out of Houston, now all of a sudden he has 4 accusations of sexual misconduct. Bullshit. Complete utter bullshit.
They tell TJ to get comfortable and he puts on some sort of weird costume.
It's true.
I don't know. Honestly, I want this shit to go away from this. I want it to go away for this kid because it's ruining his career for no reason because he chose to leave Houston.
This is actually news to me because I didn't know until this point. Like I never knew what his stance on was it that I never engaged in any sexual activity or that it was consensual. So now, at least according to this article, I know that this says Watson and his attorney, Rusty Hardin, great name, have maintained Watson's innocence, saying that the quarterback engaged in consensual sexual activity with 3 massage therapists. So for sure, they're admitting that him and 3 massage therapists did stuff together consensually.
So if it's consensual, you can't get upset over regret.
So I'd be curious to know. Yeah, right. Rusty Hardin. Exactly. Thank you, Mike. Coming in. So I'd be curious to know if those 3 women are part of the lawsuits, and also, I mean, my God, dude, 20 some odd different massage therapists. Let's have one dedicated massage therapist. How about that?
Right. And that's the thing. Like, who the fuck has that many? Why are you paying that many different massage therapists? Like, that's my thing. And the craziest thing is, like, you have there's oh shit.
Okay.
You have massage therapists at the facilities. I don't understand that. Like, there's massage therapists at the facilities.
So here we go. On Friday, Harden joined Sports Radio 610 in Houston and made some controversial comments. Quote, I don't know how many men are out there now that have had a massage that perhaps occasionally there was a happy ending.
What?
Unquote.
Maybe. You gotta fire him.
Maybe there's nobody in your audience listening that ever happened to. I do want to point out, if that has happened, it's not a crime. Unless you're paying somebody extra or so to give you some kind of sexual activity, it's not a crime.
Man? You gotta if you gotta fire him. You have to fire him, dude. But my biggest thing is right there. It says we've had 2, not 1, but 2 grand juries find nothing.
But the quote right before that's pretty creepy. Doing something or saying something or being away that makes you uncomfortable is not.
But at the end of the day, for me, it's 2 grand. So if 2 grand juries found nothing, a civil jury is not going to find shit.
I feel like his lawyer probably can't go within 300 feet of a school.
His lawyer is a fucking idiot.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, dude.
Like, who that would be like Johnny Depp's lawyers making dumbass domestic violence jokes. Like, you can't fucking do that. Like, keep your fucking mouth closed. Like, it's bad enough. It's bad enough he's a black quarterback, but you can't be saying stupid shit like that. Oh, it's shut up. And then you said it on a radio. Shut up.
It reminds me of the beginning of I think that's actually the end of this ICP song. This voice comes on. Who hasn't gone on a PCP binge and shot at a couple cops? I mean, come on.
Like, shut up. Like, don't shut up. Because there's men, all the men that you're talking about, who had that. Guess what? You can go to jail for that. You can go to jail for getting a happy ending.
Guys, I watched a little bit of Game 2 of the Warriors Celtics NBA Final Series, and it was not good.
Who's leading the series right now? Warriors?
Just tied.
Yes, right now it is tied 1-1. The first game I didn't watch at all, but I heard, of course I didn't see it, but I heard it was very exciting. The Celtics had the Warriors locked down.
They had a 4-quarter collapse, literally.
I think Tatum only scored like
15.
2 points or some ridiculous amount of points in the first game.
Yeah,
but Horford had a good night.
But 10 of assists. But dude, this should be 2-0 right now. But they literally, when I say they only scored 7 points in the fourth quarter, 7, and Boston just lit their asses up from 3. That's really what it was.
In the first game?
In the first game. Second game, Golden State came out in the second half and lit their asses on fire. It was 3 after 3 after 3 for them.
I mean, Curry was making every shot he took. He just saw it, went up, made it. It was typical Curry, like around a screen from way deep. You know, he was just nailing them all. And then, like, I think just about everyone. You know, it was getting ugly at the end of the third quarter. The Celtics were like flirting with being down 20 back and forth, and then all of a sudden, to end the third quarter, I don't know his first name, but Poole just pulls up this. Was it Jordan Poole?
Yep.
Just pulls up this half-court 3.
Bangs it. When you text that, I was like, I just got the notification. I was just like, oh yeah, it's that kind of night. It's just that kind of night.
I mean, it was like kind of raining threes at that point anyway. And then all of a sudden, like, Poole just puts in that half-court dagger, and you knew going into the fourth quarter it was not going to happen.
They were at that kind of gassed them. It was kind of a done deal. Now they're just like, you know what, let's pack it up. We're heading back to Boston.
It's kind of like, you know, going into the third quarter of a football game, your team's down like 2 scores. You're like, all right, you know, fourth quarter, let's go turn it around. And then right at the end of the third quarter, your quarterback throws a pick 6, and you're like, all right, it's over. All momentum's in the other team's favor.
Yeah, it was I know. I'm gonna put it like this: if Golden State loses both games in Boston, it's a done deal.
This particular article is about how physical Draymond has been. And we've got Draymond Green getting an altercation here with Jaylen Brown.
You got to be careful. You already have a technical foul.
So let's go from the start. Draymond, when I tuned in the other night, was playing great D as he normally does, but he also is very good at drawing contact and getting to the line. He really is.
Yeah. He's definitely good at that.
Before you play this, I want to say this. I'm not a basketball guy. We know this. We've established this, yada, yada, yada. If basketball was more like this year-round, I would watch it. This is the kind of basketball I like.
Hey, man. That's just the way you got 100 and some odd games. You're not going to put in effort until the end. Baseball, hockey, it's all the same way. That's why football.
That's why the only time I watch baseball is around playoff time, World Series time. That's the only time I'll sit down and watch a full baseball game. Because that's when it's the most exciting for me.
Got Jaylen Brown on the outside. Draymond goes up and kind of leans into him, but it wasn't anything egregious.
It's not egregious.
Yeah.
I mean, I say it's a common foul. I mean, it wasn't like, oh my God. I mean, it wasn't like he did anything. He moved his leg. He kind of gave him a little shove. No big deal. Normal. It's just normal playoff basketball. But everybody was bitching on it. Should have been a technical. Where was the technical? It was just a normal foul. Shit happens.
In a normal course of a game, this would be a double team.
Brown 3-point. Yeah, he just kind of drifts into him and just turns into a.
Because it looks like he was trying to see where the ball was going.
Can you rewind that and play that one again?
Defensive foul on Green.
So watch. Now
in
watch
a normal
after
course of a
the
game,
ball was
this would
gone.
be a double team.
He turns around. Yeah, see, he kind of like he jumps and he turns to see where the ball's at. He comes down. Their legs get tangled. No big deal.
You want to know what a technical foul is? It's when the Celtics are playing the Lakers, and I'm totally drawing a blank on his name. Kevin Garnett, thank you.
Kevin Garnett.
When he would sit there and slap Kobe in the nuts, that's a technical.
Which Draymond has been known to do.
Yeah, he's been. But this is a common foul, which they should have called common foul, and left it at that. Everybody was like, "We should have been double technical." And what happened? Show me. I've seen way worse from Draymond.
Yeah,
way worse.
For what?
I've seen way worse than that. So I'm not trying to hear that.
Yeah, all in all, I mean, I wish I'd actually seen the first game, because after watching the second game, man, if Golden State catches fire like that again and just starts raining threes, everything Boston was trying to do looked so clear offensively, because
clamp
down low. Like, they couldn't get the shooters going on the outside, and just everything looked so hard. I've seen it a million times in football. You know, a team like the Packers can just cruise. The Chiefs can just cruise on down the field like it's no problem. And then the Eagles got to grind, 4 or 5 yards at a time with these run, and it's just not fun to watch. And that's exactly what the other night was for the Celtics.
Well, just imagine. So what you saw for Boston, that's what it was in the fourth quarter for Golden State in the first game. So it's pretty much game like the fourth quarter for game one. Golden State couldn't get nothing going. Like they scored 7 points the entire quarter. That's pretty much what it was, and they ended up getting beat.
Curry says, referring to Draymond Green, you feel him in his presence, and the other team feels his presence and his intensity. That is contagious for us all.
The thing is, you gotta dial it back some. Like I like that aggressiveness, but dial it back a little bit. Like, shut up sometimes. All right. Once you get your point to the ref, shut up. Because the only thing that's gonna happen is they're gonna hit you with a technical. Shut up. Like, I don't mind you jawing at the referee. That's cool. But once you get your point across, shut up. Because now you're gonna put us in a situation where we get a technical or they throw your ass out of the game. Shut up. Just shut up sometimes.
Guys, I'm excited to talk about this because this is something I know nothing about.
Dude.
You guys do.
this shit here.
So we're on SportsIllustrated.com. The title of this from WWE: Cody Rhodes reveals the scars of battle, Hell in a Cell, 2022. Let's see it. We've got video here. Cody Rhodes taking off his robe, and my God,
bro, that's like, can you imagine the pain that he had to be in? I've never torn a muscle, but the pain he had to been in to go for 20 straight minutes and take bump after bump. He took a couple shots. He got whipped with a belt. He was thrown through a table. Like, this man had to just, the amount of pain he had to have been in by the end of the night is fucking insane.
Excruciating.
I'm confused. What happened pre this match?
All right, so Monday night they got into a scuffle. Monday night
before this match.
Yeah, so this was Monday. This was last Monday's Raw. At the end of Raw, him and Cody got into a fight. He partially tears his pec muscle, partially. So it's still like you can still fuck around and do some shit. So prior to the match, he was working out and completely tears it from the bone. And that's the result of it. I couldn't imagine the amount of pain he was in.
I can.
I could just imagine, just watching it. I give him all. I don't care what has happened, throughout his career. No wrestler, whatever you want to call him, no one has ever done that. Who?
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley didn't have a torn muscle. All Mick Foley did, he had a hole in his lip and he had a tooth in his nose.
He was tossed not once but twice from a cell.
I guarantee you Cody would rather be tossed from a cell than fucking fight Seth Rollins, one of the best in the business, with a torn pectoral muscle. I can promise you that.
Well, you're talking to somebody who's had his entire shoulder replaced. I will gladly take that over getting tossed 16 feet off a cell and landing on a table, and then getting slammed down.
I tell you what that collapsed under his body. He talked about. I think I'd rather be tossed off a cage. I'd honestly rather be tossed off a cage than have to go 20 minutes and knowing what I'm going to take in that process. No, I'm sorry. You're not fit to sit here. You're not about to kick it. You're not about to hit it with a chair and a Kindle stick. You're not about to smash it against the cage. You're not about to smash it against the pole against the ring. You're not about to stomp on me. You're not about to take a sledgehammer and hit me with it. You're talking to somebody who's had this injury. You kiss my ass. I will take that injury. You can kiss my ass. You can absolutely kiss my ass.
So wait, TJ, you're saying it's not that bad?
No, it sucks. It's 6 to 8 months of recovery time. It sucks. No question about it. I'm not trying to downplay it at all. It sucks like hell, and it's painful as shit because I went a month before I had my surgery. So he's having surgery Wednesday.
After being beat again tonight.
Yeah, after being beat again tonight. So yeah, it sucks. I'm not downplaying the injury. I'm not saying it's not that, but compared to a Hell in a Cell with Taker, there is no amount of brutality to me that comes close to that.
False.
So according to Dave Meltzer, even though usual wrestling protocol is that what's that?
I said Meltzer's a moron.
Take that, Meltzer, you idiot. Even though usual wrestling protocol is that the guy who is going to have surgery loses to the guy who is staying if both are headliners, Vince McMahon decided to go with the finish that kept intact Rhodes' undefeated streak since joining the company 2 months ago. Rhodes is clearly being groomed for a shot at WWE's top champion Roman Reigns. That match was not to happen anytime soon since the key summer matches have been laid out. Rhodes was going to be against Reigns that quickly even if he wasn't hurt, And even if he was, the surgery for a full pec tear usually takes 6 months or longer to recover from. So from a timing standpoint, a return would be around the time the build starts for the Royal Rumble.
Well, that's if he didn't damage it even more after last night and even tonight.
He's looking at 6 to 8 months minimum.
Yeah, well, that's what they're saying. They're saying 6 months. I mean, me personally, I mean, that shit just, and obviously, we all know like tonight was to take him off of TV for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I just couldn't imagine. I want to like for him to talk Vince into doing that, it had to take a lot because Vince is a selfish son of a bitch. Let's get that shit straight. But I can't see him wanting to sacrifice a superstar for anything, especially with a clear injury like that.
I have my opinion, and I'm not going to say I'm right or I'm wrong, so I clearly don't know for sure. But when you're dealing with somebody like Cody, he is not doing this just for him. He is doing this for his father because his dad never won a world title, not in the WWE. So he is doing this for himself, his brother, and his dad. This guy is driven like we've never seen him before.
But
go ahead.
It's again like for me, you still got to talk. You still got to talk Vince into doing it. Like, how do you talk Vince McMahon into saying that would be like him? That would be like Triple H coming to him and saying, "Hey, I just tore my quad completely off the bone, but I can go for 20 minutes."
Yeah, but again, you're talking 20 years ago. We didn't have the medical advances that we had 20 years ago. And that was a different era. Back then, it was either take a shot of Novocaine and shut up, or take 6 months to a year off and get your shit fixed. Now we have the medical technology that we can actually. I mean, you said it yourself. Go back to when the Bulldogs won the national championship. You had a guy that what was it? His ACL or MCL or something like that. Yeah.
Don't you use the Bulldogs against him? Don't you do that?
But I mean, again, but you still take a chance. Like, even let's say,
wrestling's a chance.
But let's just say, like, what happens if you really fuck yourself up by accident?
Oh, okay. Like, go back to when Batista and John Cena won the Royal Rumble and came out there and
listening. I'm not talking about a healthy person. I'm talking about someone who's already injured. Like, his shit's already torn. His shit's already done. Like, what happens if you fuck it up more? That was my thing. Like, how do you talk Vince into saying, I can do this for 20? I can give you a 5-star match for 20 minutes. Because
he's in the prime of his life and he's still young enough. He's going to recover just fine.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. There's a lot of people say, well, you're young. Yeah, but it's still a human body, and it still can say. And that shit looks so. It just looks, and it started to change colors as the match went on. Like right above, like right where his armpit starts, right in that area, it got like a real bright orange color.
Oh, definitely fake then. See,
my ass.
Like, and the thing that I love about this is that we're not talking about is the storytelling behind it, because Seth is actually wearing a yellow and black polka dotted outfit that he comes out. That was
a fucked up thing about it. When I saw that, he's a shit human being, but he's a great heel. Like, Seth Rollins is a great heel. Like, as annoying as he is, he's a great heel. Like, he's definitely at the top of the list of great heels. He's one of those kind of guys, and we've talked about it before. As my dog's howl in the background.
Dang. When'd you get Chihuahua?
That's Blue. It's doing that. You go back to guys like Paul Heyman, an absolute just snake of a person when it comes to being a heel. Paul Heyman is one of those guys. I love his character so much I hate him. And that's the thing about it. He pulls you into hating. And the same thing with Seth Rollins. I mean, he does such a great job telling stories. And it's like they like to say, getting heat. And that's when a bad guy in wrestling gets heat. The crowd hates him. The wrestler hates him. The referee hates him. Everybody hates him. He does such a good job of the storytelling he does in the ring. You can't help but hate the guy. No, that's all you can do. Because like even tonight, like even what he did tonight, he got a lot of heat for it. But obviously, it's a part of the storytelling.
And it's like I said, as annoying as he is, he's one of those heels. He's like the Miz. He's an underrated. I feel like Miz is probably one of the more underrated heels there is.
I'll agree with that.
He's great. He's great at what he does. He can make you really love him, and he can make you really absolutely hate him.
You want to know why Miz doesn't get more than what he already has? It's because he doesn't take a lot of these big bumps and a lot of the big chances. Because he's never had a really major injury. He's had
one.
He's had one, but he
That was
doesn't.
the ACL.
Yeah, and he doesn't take a lot of the big chances like a lot of these other guys do. But look how long he's been around, and he's been relevant.
He's been around for a long time, and that's what Seth Rollins is. Seth Rollins, he's that heel that you absolutely just want to punch him in the face when you see him in real life. But that's just what he does. That's what his storytelling is, and that's the best part about him. As annoying as he is, he's great at what he does. Like tonight, he knew for a fact, he gonna get a lot of shit from the fans for doing what he did. Everybody knows Cody. I mean, there's some wrestling fans that are fucking idiots, and they're like, "Oh, it's staged." Cause looking on TikTok, they're like, "Oh, it's fake. Look, it's makeup." No, I don't care what type of fucking makeup artist you are. That shit there, that's a real ass injury.
Is that a neck tech too? A cover up? You think?
No.
No.
That was the first thing he got when he left WWE.
And the funny thing about it was his wife hated it.
That just looks like something that like he wrote someone else's name and then he had it covered up or something.
No, that was his American Nightmare. That's when the American Nightmare was born. Was that tattoo right there?
Oh God.
So
I do like that he has Dream on his left pec there. Do you think he has Nightmare above his butt crack?
Who knows?
Do you think he has Nightmare as a tramp stamp?
Nah, you probably be able to see it, but I doubt it.
That's what I would do.
I have to give him a shit ton of credit for putting on that type of match under those circumstances. Like I have to give him that type. I give him credit because I don't know a lot of superstars that would have did that.
Did I read that Jeff Hardy is still wrestling?
Yes.
Jeff Hardy is still wrestling. Him and his brother are still wrestling. They're still doing shit that they shouldn't be doing. But hey, you want to be in a wheelchair? Be my guest.
Good Lord.
Yeah, dude, it's a lot going on. CM Punk is injured. He had to relinquish his title, so there's a lot going. There's a lot of injuries going on right now.
Guys, let's make a transition to our favorite part of the show.
All right.
Let's break down a division in football, starting with perhaps the most exciting franchise in all of sports.
Oh, this is gonna be easy.
Oh well, easy because you still got my Jets. So let's take
this is gonna be easy. It's the easy way.
The Detroit Lions, first up on our divisional breakdown. Last season, the Detroit Lions went 3-13-1. They got a tie in there, guys, with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's unfortunate for Pittsburgh.
As far as overall points goes, offensively, 25th. Defensively, 31st. Not very good for those keeping track at home.
Hell
Second
no.
to last.
Do they play the Cowboys?
They do.
They do play the Cowboys.
I can barely see it on my screen. That's why I'm asking.
I can tell you right now. Loss. Maybe win. Loss. Definitely losing to Buffalo. Jacksonville, loss.
Yeah.
There's no way there. Jared Goff is shit.
I'll agree with that.
Okay? Jared Goff is straight dog water. The fact that they gave up why I just went blank on his name just now.
Stafford?
Matthew
Stafford. It just blows my mind. Like, what did you think you were getting with Jared Goff?
Stafford wanted out.
It's obvious Stafford wanted out. It's clear that he wanted out.
And guess what happened when he left? He won a Super Bowl.
You could kiss my ass. You could keep Jared Goff. We'll take your first round picks. Let give us your future. I don't want him. And now we have it. Now you have him, and you don't have a real receiving core. Your running game is below average. Your defense couldn't get off the field if their life depended on it. You don't have shit. And then you got your coach who likes biting kneecaps.
Listen,
So-
first of all, TJ and I are both wearing Strikeout Beer apparel tonight.
Thank you,
And-
Dylan.
We would be doing a very disservice to our
Don't do
friend
that. Don't do it.
Alan.
Don't baby him. Don't baby him.
from Strikeout Beer.
Don't
If
baby
we
him.
did not mention that Alan 100% legit is convinced that his Detroit Lions are winning 13 games this next season.
What Detroit Lions?
These Detroit Lions that you see there, you know, with
Okay.
Jared Goff and a bunch of other unmentionables.
You mean there's a high school named Detroit Lions? Or is it
There's
college?
either a high school or like a AAA league somewhere where the
Because they not this
Lions are
Detroit
very
Lions.
good.
They're not winning no 13. He believes they're winning 13 games.
He must have like had his stuff backward that night. Maybe he meant losing.
He must have been
13.
drinking.
Yeah, he was drinking probably a little bit of the.
So
hooch.
he's saying that this team,
It is a
this
beer
Detroit Lions,
podcast.
is going 13-4 next season.
That's what he's saying.
I'm going to be in Strikeout Beer on Wednesday.
Please.
I'm
do.
going to be there. I'm going to be there because I have to hear this come out of that man's mouth. I want to hear it sober first.
So
There's no way. I was even realistic about my team. Like 13?
well, let's talk about it. You know, major additions include they bring in DJ Chark from Jacksonville, the receiver who didn't play at all last year, I believe.
Trash.
Deshaun Elliott, decent safety from Baltimore.
Who?
Mike Hughes, who was once paid a lot of money.
Are you an owl?
Minnesota for Kansas City.
Who?
And then they also just so happened to have the first pick in the draft. They took Aiden Hutchinson. And then also at number 12, drafted wide receiver out of Alabama, Jameson Williams,
Who might not even play the first half of the season.
who might not. But maybe he'll play the second half of the season and be
Who?
fantastic.
But how?
So let's get into it.
Nate's got a headache.
Week 1, September 11th, they
I can't
take
get
on the
over what
Eagles at
Alan
home.
said. And he said I was crazy.
They take on the Eagles at home week 1. Week 2, another NFC East opponent at home with the Washington Commanders. Week 3, they travel to Minnesota. Week 4, a very winnable game at home against Seattle. Week 5, they go to New England, Gillette Field. Week 6, they got the early bye this year. Week 7, they're at Dallas. Week 8 versus the Miami Dolphins. A winnable game, I would say. Week 9, they take on the Green Bay Packers at home. Week 10, they travel to Chicago. Week 11, they're going to the Meadowlands to play the Giants on the road. Week 12, back home to play the Bills, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Vikings, respectively. Week 15, they travel to the New York Jets. Another winnable game. Come on, Nate. Don't be stickler. Week 16, they're at Carolina. Week 17, they take on the Bears at home. And week 18, they travel to Green Bay.
All right, let's be realistic here. All right, I'll give them the Commanders because who the hell knows what's going on with that fucking franchise.
Okay.
I'm not giving them the Vikings. I'm not saying they're gonna split shit with the Vikings.
Okay.
I'm gonna give them Seattle because
I did too.
Geno Smith and whatever his fucking name is.
Exactly.
They're not beating the Patriots.
Locked and loaded.
They're not beating Dallas.
Nah.
Dallas is the James Harden of the NFL.
Wow.
They are a great regular season team.
TJ is a self-hating. I tell you what, he just
No, he's realistic. Allen comments really bothered me. So we're gonna discuss that on Wednesday. If they beat Miami, it's gonna be because of Tua. That's
Yep.
gonna be the only reason why they beat Miami. Because
like
their defense is great. Their offense, they just added Tyreek Hill. You still got Jalen Waddle. You still got Mike Gesicki. Yeah, no. Green Bay, yeah, we already know how that. Green Bay is your daddy, so you're not beating Green Bay twice. Sorry. Chicago, I said he split. I'll say they split with Chicago.
Yeah, that's what I said.
The Giants, depend on how Daniel Jones played this season, how Saquon plays this season, is really going to depend on that game. I'd give them that win. They're not beating Buffalo. They're not beating Jacksonville. They're not splitting with Minnesota. The Jets, I liked what the Jets did. It's going to be up to their head coach to figure that shit out. The Jets probably had one of the better drafts this season. So I feel defensively they fixed a lot of things defensively. Offensively, we'll see. We'll see if they can protect their quarterback. Carolina, what the hell? I give them that win. They lose to Chicago. They lose to Green Bay. So what? I gave them Washington, Seattle, Giants, Chicago. 4 wins. So one more victory than they had last year. No ties.
TJ, as a common fan with the Detroit Lions logo behind you, just how many Lions players can you name?
Golf.
Golf. That's it.
Oh my god! I could name some, but I know DeAndre Swift only because he played for Georgia.
Right.
Their receivers are fucking spotty at best. What's the kid? What's his name? What's it? St. Brown.
He's going to be a top 10 receiver according to Allen. Another prediction for him.
What? Top 10.
The Lions are going to win 13 games.
Brown. He's going to be a top 10 receiver.
And Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be a top 10 receiver. Even though they brought on DJ Chark, though they drafted.
And they brought in DJ Chark. Please.
Jameson Williams.
TJ, do not let me forget to get into Strikeout Beer on Wednesday.
Strikeout Beer at 7 p.m. Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch.
Do not let me forget. Please don't let me forget.
7
because
p.m.
I got to hear this come out of this man's mouth that he believes the Detroit Lions are going to go 13-4, and Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be a top 10 wideout. Boy, I want whatever he was drinking.
The nerve, right?
I want whatever he was drinking. I was even real about my team. I said maybe 5, maybe 6 wins. I think I gave us 13. You telling me they're gonna go from 3 to 13 in 1 year? Bullshit.
TJ, the Lions won 3 games last year. Do you see them winning more than 5 this year?
So you caught me on a good night. First of all, I hate Jared Goff. I don't know why he's in the NFL. I'm a quarterback hater. I don't have a lot of respect for a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL.
You are a bit of a hater.
So I can't stand Goff, but I'm buying into their head coach. I'm putting a little bit of stock into it, just a little bit, because there was a lot of games last year that they only lost by less than 6 points. So I'm going to give the Lions 6 wins. And upset alert, Lions are going to beat the Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
Man, it's a heavy statement there, sir. It's a heavy statement.
Coming off the bye, they're going to beat the Cowboys. I like it. My thing about this schedule is it really kind of sucks. You know, for a team that already sucks, it really kind of sucks. So you head into the bye week after an away game at New England where, if you ask me, New England's going to do the ground and pound, tough defense thing that they've been doing. And you're going to have a debilitated Lions team off what's probably going to be, at least a touchdown loss in Gillette. You come off the bye week.
Touchdown loss in Gillette.
What's up now?
You're being nice.
Probably a touchdown, maybe more. I'm not saying they're not like an offensive powerhouse, but I think they'll be favored by 3 for sure. And they'll lose that game by a touchdown. And then the problem is you come off the bye and you travel to Dallas. And I know TJ says that it's like a trap game. I don't think it is. I think it's going to be real tough to beat Dallas. So then, like, you try to follow up the 2 away games split by your early bye week, which I hate an early bye week. And then you got a long stretch down the way. Maybe they get something there with October 30th against 2 at home, but then you follow that up with a real tough game at home against the Packers. Travel to Chicago, to New York, and then your 3 home game stretch, which is supposed to be advantageous. 2 or 3 of those teams are likely to be in the postseason between Buffalo and Vikings. So all that to say, yeah, I do not have the Lions winning more than 5 games. I have them winning only 1 more game than they did last year.
Allen's on straight crack if he believes that 13 win. 13? He really said that?
Playoffs?
He said it, and he seems serious about it.
Check
Those
your
words came out of his mouth. 13 wins.
check your phone, Nate.
I saw it.
Yeah. Playoffs?
13? I don't think I've ever seen a team go from 3 to 13 in 1 year.
It would be a record. It would be miraculous.
Miraculous is fucking Jesus had to come down and help them.
What?
Who
in
did
the-
this?
Guys,
This
what
is
do you think
awesome.
of this? What do you think of this schedule here from the Bears?
The Bears.
That sounds about right. They're most definitely. This is right here. Bears personified. This is Bears personified right here.
It's probably some sort of fan submission, so I like that.
Chicago, just release your own state. Just release it. Why do this?
I would think it was cuter if they misspelled a couple words.
I'm going to say right now, go scroll back up for a second, Dylan. So their first game is the Buffalo Bills. Then they have San Fran, then the Eagles, then the Lions, and the Jets.
No. Their first game is not against Buffalo.
Yeah, you're reading that. Just a little
You're reading
wrong.
that. You're looking at it wrong.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, you're looking at the drawing.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I'll shut up because I was mistaken. My bad.
So let's see. Niners, Green Bay, Texans, Giants. Their first 6 games winnable. Let's see. They can beat the Niners, beat Texans, Giants, Commanders. So 4 out of the first 6 are winnable games for Chicago.
Yeah, I don't like that they have to travel to New York to take on the Giants.
Man, you could travel to New York. You could travel to one of their houses and beat them. It don't matter where you play the Giants.
I don't know if you're telling me Justin Fields is the quarterback. I'm not as confident.
I mean, he is he's their quarter. He's their guy for them.
That's what I don't know that Justin Fields is that much better. Like, I understand Daniel Jones is the
Oh, he's that
Joker.
much better than Daniel Jones.
I don't think he is.
What?
I don't think he is.
He's that much better than Daniel
He
Jones.
showed me nothing last year to say that
He didn't have
Justin
nothing.
Fields is
He was-
better than Daniel Jones. There was no proof of that.
He didn't have nothing. He didn't have anything. What do you mean? He had the same situation as the quarterback for the Jets. The moment he get the ball in his hands, he's running. He's running for dear life.
I'm going to rewind for a second to the last scene, the Lions. Dylan, did you say how many you thought they were going to win?
Yes, I think they are going to win one more game than last year, 4-13.
Okay. I didn't catch that. I'm sorry.
So let's say Chicago puts it together, right? They win 4 out of the first 2. 4 out of the first 6.
4 out of the first 2, man.
Yeah.
That's
So
the math right there, man.
So they're 4-2 going to New England, and they're at New England. They're not winning that game. Then you got to go to Dallas. You're not winning that game. The
I don't see
Dolphins,
what. No, yeah, 4-2 even started off is pretty optimistic.
I mean, you be realistic. They can you can beat the Niners. The Niners shoot themselves in the foot, and again, we don't know how well Trey Lance is going to play. Hell,
That's
we don't
the
even know if
thing.
he's going to play.
Yeah, if it's Trey Lance, then I'll give the Bears a much better odds. But if it's Garoppolo, I think the Bears are losing.
And that's if they got Debo though. If they don't have Debo, Brandon Ayuk can't do it by himself.
Watch out for those
George
Jets,
Kittle
man.
ain't gonna be able to do it by himself.
The Jets is a trap game. I'm telling you.
TJ,
Oh, I definitely believe if you have the Jets on your fucking schedule, you better make sure you understand that it could definitely be a trap game. It most definitely can be one.
I don't
Their
understand.
defense, I like their defense.
TJ just needs to come out as a full-on Jets fan. It's time to come out, TJ. You are a Jets fan.
I never said I wasn't.
It's time to come out.
So let's say they're at home against the Niners. They got to go to Green Bay. We already know how Green Bay does Chicago. We already know that. The Texans. So let's say that's 2. Giants. You believe that Daniel Jones is better than Justin Fields?
I thought in the first 9 games, wins that I was confident, really confident, giving the Bears was versus the Texans. And that's the only thing I'm like, I would put money on. The Dolphins, I gave them not confidently, and the Commanders, I think I gave them, but also not confidently.
Well, I'm not giving them New England on Monday night. I'm not giving them at Dallas, and it's a 10:30 game, so that means it's probably not at Dallas.
Right.
So
after a Monday night game,
huh?
After a Monday night game,
yeah. After a Monday night game, and it's a 10:30 game, so that means you're not in Dallas. That means you're somewhere else. Then you have the Dolphins. Then you go to the Lions. You're at Atlanta. This is one of the games I gave us to win. Then you're at the Jets. Back at the Packers. Then you get a late week 14 bye. Then you have the Eagles, Bills, Detroit, Vikings. Yeah.
I mean, hey, following up that bye week with 2 home games.
I could say 6. I say they start out 4-2, and then they win 2 more to top it off with 6 wins.
So this team, surprisingly, even though they were 27th in offensive points and 22nd in giving up points on defense, 4th in sacks. I mean, that's something to write home about. They don't have Khalil Mack anymore. Those numbers are probably going to go down. I'm not sure exactly. I didn't look up how many sacks Mack had last year, but I mean, that's if they can keep that up, much better chance. Key additions included the center from Green Bay, Lucas Patrick. They grabbed Tavon Young, the DB from Baltimore, brought in Al-Qadim Muhammad. TJ, I won't ask you to spell that, out of Indianapolis.
Good.
And they brought in Byron Pringle, big addition out of KC.
That's not a big addition. He got arrested already.
Yeah, so that's good.
That's not a big addition.
Couple other receivers.
So basically, Justin Fields has no one to throw the ball to.
Equiminius St. Brown, former second-round pick Dante Pettis, Tajay Sharp, all to make it one big hodgepodge behind Darnell Mooney. Just the ugliest group of wide receivers you could think of for this fantastic young quarterback to throw to.
You know what? I'm sorry. I gotta take it back. I gotta say 2 or 3 wins. I didn't know that receiving core was that bad. That's 2 or 3 wins. Easily 2 or 3 wins.
It's that bad.
That's easily. There's no way Justin Fields is gonna do anything. That's easily 2 or 3 wins. Easily. They're winning only like 2 or 3, maybe 4 games. Maybe 4.
Drafted Jaquan Brisker, who I was a big fan of, out of Penn State, safety, and brought in Kyler Gordon, cornerback from Washington. They lost Allen Robinson, and they lost one of their better offensive linemen in James Daniels. So I will say, losing Khalil Mack obviously sucks. We'll see if they can keep that 4th in sacks. Doubt it. But one of the bigger things they have going on offense is the run game. I don't think
they don't have Akeem Hicks anymore either. He signed with the Bucks.
I think he's still in Chicago.
Nah, I swear I think.
Wait, he signed with Milwaukee?
No, not that Bucks, you idiot.
Let's get our producer to look that up really quick. In the meantime, so again, I think one of the bright spots on this team could be the run game between David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert. out of Virginia Tech. So hopefully, if this team
He's
Hicks
gone.
is gone,
Yeah, he signed with the Bucks. I thought
great.
so. Yeah, he signed a 1-year deal with them. So they don't have an interior. They don't have shit. That just gets worse for them. It gets so much worse.
So
They play. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Don't they play Detroit on Christmas?
Where is it?
Like Christmas
No.
Eve or Christmas?
They play New Year's.
Oh, they play New Year's?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
play
they-
Buffalo Christmas Eve.
Okay.
they take on Buffalo Christmas Eve.
Okay,
That's hilarious.
Never mind.
That's so that dude. Now that we actually get the information, yeah, it gets worse. They'd be lucky if they win 2 games. There's no way. How are you going to put that together? Justin Fields has no one to throw the ball to. Your
Can we
best
just
offensive
say-
lineman is gone.
Can we just say thank you, NFL, for scheduling the Bears at the Detroit Lions on New Year's Day? It's one of my favorite. Actually, I prefer that because that means
They're
good
not on
teams are
Thanksgiving?
probably playing each other on New Year's.
Who's Thanksgiving? They don't have no Thanksgiving games, do they?
I hope not. I think it's
Damn
the
it, they play the
Lions.
Jets.
I know.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
whenever. Well, no, because that's Sunday, so it have to be that Thursday.
So for a team that went 6-11 last year, guys, I am pessimistic, which shows through my prediction of 3-14 for the Chicago Bears in 2022.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have it. They're gonna have the struggles this year.
Yeah,
They're
3-14
gonna definitely have
sounds
the
good.
struggles this year.
You're going 3-14?
Yep.
I think they're going to shock the world. I think they're going to win 4 games.
I like it. Bold. Super bold. For the Vikings, guys, I decided to go a little bit festive here with Pride Month.
Oh God.
Some Pride Month colors. Vikings put them out, so I'm going to put them on.
Let's see. Now, Kirk Cousins is again. I believe he's like James Harden, and he's good in in regular season. He ain't shit going towards the end of the year.
Dude, if Kirk Cousins heard you say he was like James Harden, he would be hard as a diamond in an ice storm right now. Oh my God, this guy thinks I'm like James Harden, and he's black. This is the best night of my life.
Don't throw it out there. Don't throw it out there because we'll lose them both.
Oh God,
Let's see. So we got Green Bay,
give the
Philly.
dog a bone.
So Green Bay, Philly, Detroit, Saints, and that's in England. That's a London game.
It
The
is
Saints game.
London calling. So this is a team that went 8-9 last year. They were 14th in offense, 24th in defensive points given up, thanks to that young secondary. Despite being second in sacks, guys, that was probably the most surprising stat of the night for me. Minnesota Vikings second in sacks last year.
Yeah, but they couldn't cover fucking water. That was
Yeah.
the problem.
When you can't cover water, you do. They brought in Darius Smith from Green Bay, big addition there. Brought in Jordan Hicks, linebacker out of Arizona, and originally Philadelphia Eagle. Yes. Harrison Phillips from the Bills, drafted Lewis Cine out of Georgia. There you go, Nate. And they bring in Andrew Booth from Clemson.
Lewis Cine is going to give them a lot of depth at that secondary position. He's a great ball hawk. They just got to make sure they play him properly, because he can play your back. He can play your backfield easy. You just got to make sure you do it correctly.
I do. It is probably better for him that he went to Minnesota because I think they play a lot of zone, and he's not necessarily a man-to-man guy.
He's not. He's definitely a zone player.
Yeah. But TJ, as you take a look there, this is a team that went 8-9 last year. Do you think they win more or less games?
I'm going to say they repeat.
Okay. 8-9 again.
I'm going to agree with that, because I don't see any. You still have Kirk Cousins, and I saw a lot last year. Delvin Cook got hurt a lot. Justin Jefferson was frustrated a lot with Kirk Cousins missing him on some easy passes. That secondary, if they make a jump, and they can start covering people and not give up a shit ton of points, you know, they may have a chance. But, you know, you can't be second in sacks and be shit on the back end. So that means basically means for every sack you get, you give up a touchdown or you give up a big play down the field.
I think Sam's cracking Yingling over there.
Yeah, Sam's cracking Yingling and getting into the leftovers.
But
you know, this team they're gonna be fine. They have Justin Jefferson, they have Dalvin Cook, they have Adam Thielen.
Dalvin Cook's been kind of
True, he gets banged up, but then you got Madison to back him up.
True.
They usually don't miss a beat. Irv Smith, let's go, baby. Come on, Irv Smith this year.
This man, this is supposed to be his. This is his third year.
I'm ready.
And I ain't heard shit. No, stop it.
Let's go with the breakout.
Let's not forget about their amazing backup quarterback they have in Kellen Mond.
I mean, I already forgot.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
But my problem with Minnesota, as much as I like them as a team, I don't see a spot on the schedule where they pick up momentum. Like, even if let's say week 3, you grab that home win against Detroit, like, London's not a great place to go play, especially we don't know what New Orleans is going to be right then.
Right.
And then maybe, you know, so you catch Chicago, home game after that. Then you got to travel to Miami. Then you got to bye. So hopefully you beat Miami going into the bye. Home game against Arizona. And who knows what Kyler Murray looks like at that point. I think DeAndre Hopkins will be back at that point.
Yeah,
so,
6 games. Should be.
Right.
But you don't know what kind of condition he'll be in.
I can tell you one thing about Arizona. The quarterback's from OU because every time they freaking play, they've got to say that 20 times.
Yeah. I mean, I can see. So let's say, you know, you beat Chicago, you beat Miami, go into your bye.
Like, really, the home game, like week 13 and 14, when they take on the Jets and then travel to Lions, is where I can clearly line up back-to-back wins for them.
Somebody played this schedule perfectly to a point where they couldn't catch fire. Because, I mean, the only way I could see it is you beat Miami and Chicago, go into your bye, you somehow beat Arizona and Washington, then you run into Buffalo, at Buffalo.
Right.
Then you have Dallas, then you have the Patriots, then the Jets, at Detroit, then the Colts come into town, then the Giants, Green Bay, and Chicago. I just don't. I don't see where they can. I mean, the only place I can see would be from Chicago to Washington. They can make up some ground there. But after that, it's just kind of like it's easy game, tough game, easy game, tough game.
And Kirk Cousins has this very, very almost predictable win percentage when the Vikings are playing at home on Sunday at 1:00. He's great.
Yeah.
Otherwise, his record is horrible.
But the thing is, I think he didn't throw that many interceptions last year. Like, he was actually in the top for touchdown to pick to interception ratio last year. But again, when your record sucks, no one cares about it.
Yeah, and he's fine. Like, even going back to Washington, he was putting up 5,000 yards. It's just, you know,
you just couldn't win games.
The stats are hollow, when you're not putting up the W's.
I could throw for 5,000 yards if I ain't winning games. Ooh. And last but not least, the king of this division.
Wrapping it up with the Cheeseheads. Last season, with Davante Adams on this team, the Green Bay Packers went 13-4. They were 10th in offense, 13th in defense, 17th in sacks, so right in the middle of the pack there. They added Sammy Watkins, which I didn't even realize until about 2 weeks after it happened. Drafted Devontae Wyatt out of Georgia, drafted Quay Walker out of Georgia, decided to double dip there in the first round.
They fixed their defense.
That's right. Then they went wide receiver and added Christian Watkins out of North Dakota State in the second round. So, all that to say, the schedule's rough, but I do think there's some stretches here. They're not going to win more than 10 games again, in my opinion. In fact, I have them down to 9-8.
I have a prediction. There's going to be one wide receiver. I don't know who it is. I think it might be the second round wideout. It's going to have a better season than Davante Adams.
Wow. Okay. Take that, Davante.
I don't think Devontae's going to have those great years that he had. Not with Derek Carr.
But just real quick, I'll zoom through the schedule here. You got at Minnesota, at home against Chicago, at Tampa Bay, at home against New England, at home against the Giants and the Jets. Then
No. That's a London game, buddy.
Week 5, they are in London against the Giants. Thank you, Nate. You want to maybe hey, next speed bump, you want to throw that in there? New York Jets, then they are at the Washington Commanders, at Buffalo Bills, at Detroit Lions. So a 3-game stretch there on the road. Bringing it in week 10 at home against the Cowboys, at home against the Titans, at Philadelphia, at Chicago. Week 14 with that late bye. Week 15 at home against the Rams. 16 at Miami Dolphins. 17 at home against the Vikings. And 18 they wrap it up at home against the Lions. TJ, if you were an NFL franchise, would you prefer a week 6 bye or a week 14 bye? Are you an early bye guy or a late bye guy? What kind of bye guy are you?
Wow. I'm gonna go late.
Good answer. Late's always
It's
good.
late in the season. Everybody's banged up. Everybody's bumped and bruised and everything else. Your guys need to rest. Do it late. You do it early in the season, there's still a chance for injury. There's still a chance for your quarterback, your running back, your receivers, your linebackers to get banged up.
I mean, it's week 14. Like, literally, you're right at the end of the season, and you get that right then. Just if you're in playoff contention or you already have your spot for the playoffs, like, shit, we can just go ahead and get rested and come back for these last 4 games and be done with it.
And I'm going to call it now. Week 10 is a win for the Packers because the Packers have the Cowboys number every year.
Oh, 100%. We all know that. I'm going to have to say, I mean, looking at the schedule, for whatever reason, sometimes Green Bay they struggle against Minnesota at Minnesota. So I don't know how that's a coin flip. I mean, it can go either way. But you did say Kirk Cousins sucks anytime after 1 o'clock. So
Weirdest thing.
It's very possible that he may suck at 3:25. Obviously, I'm giving them both the Chicago games. I'm giving them both the Detroit games. So that's 4 wins there.
Okay.
They beat the Giants. They beat the Jets. They beat the Commanders. That's 7 there. They beat the Cowboys, so that's 8. Philly's going to depend on how well Philly plays. They're in Philadelphia, so I think they can beat Miami.
They will.
So that's 9 wins there. What's at the bottom?
The Vikings and the Lions.
I'm gonna give him 10. I'm gonna give him 10. I'm gonna say 10 wins on the season. They go 10-7. They make the playoffs. Get kicked out in the first round.
Here's the problem I have with Green Bay. I'm looking at the schedule. Aaron Rodgers struggles against Tom Brady. I don't know why.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know if it's a mental thing. I don't know. And Green Bay every year, I call it a rival game. I don't know the reason why, but at least one game out of the year, they struggle against the Bears. So I'm going to say 10 wins as well.
I can say I got to give him 10.
I think they split with the Bears. I think that's really the
This year, Justin Field better be accurate as shit this year because he throwing the fucking bag boys. You ain't got nothing. You have nobody you literally have the worst of the worst. You have the bench warmers that you're throwing the ball to. You have no outstanding wideouts.
True. Yeah. I mean, my buddy Dave, shout out to Dave, huge Green Bay fan, would argue correctly that when they didn't have Devontae Adams, I believe it was last year or the previous year, they were still the number 1 scoring offense in the league. So although it is nice, it's definitely he's an awesome receiver, no doubt about it. the team does not need, at least they've shown for short stretches of time that they need him to succeed.
No, they don't. And that's why I said I think there's going to be a wideout that's going to take his spot. Because remember, if you really think about it, look at all the wideouts that Aaron Rodgers has played with.
I will take you up on that, by the way. Are we betting straight up that Devontae Adams on the Raiders is going to have a worse season than the best receiver for the Packers?
Yes.
I'll take that.
Because I think, look, if you think about it, look at everybody he's played with. Greg Jennings got replaced easily. Who were some other ones? Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, all got replaced easily. Devontae Adams is going to be no different. He's going to get replaced, and it's not even going to be a contest.
Any thoughts on that, TJ?
I got a hot take for you, not regarding that, but
too hot.
I'm telling you, man, I'm sitting here looking at the schedule. Week 6, I see it right there in my eyes, and I gotta say, Green Bay is going to win that game.
Thank God.
If you think about it,
look, afraid your Jets love was going to shine scoop right there.
The Jets shocked Cincinnati last year. Let's not forget that.
Hey, I won't forget it.
Hey, Zach Wilson, man, I'm telling you, the kid's something special.
He's something. If you can protect him, he's special. That's the thing. They didn't the man got beat last year. Like, he couldn't do anything. Hell, the backup came in and got the same treatment.
You know what Wilson got last year? A big fat welcome to the NFL.
Oh, he got that bad. They gave him an ass whipping for real. And I hope I seen it felt like they invested in the offensive line, but we'll see. Because he took a beating last year. But I think they're gonna take a step forward.
Some of these games I absolutely love. You got October 30th, a night game on Sunday at Buffalo. Who knows if the weather's going to be a factor? Probably not by then. Maybe a little bit later. The snow would be blowing. But then you got a Thursday night game at home against Derrick Henry and the Titans, and we know, the past couple seasons, Green Bay's Achilles heel has been run defense. So, can Derrick Henry on a Thursday night just absolutely tear up Green Bay? That'll be interesting to watch.
Is he going to be healthy that game?
Yeah, right. I mean, last year was the first year he hasn't. I mean, he's been the Iron Man, so we'll see. Another really, really intriguing game is following their bye week, week 15. Taking on the Rams at home, a night game, Monday night. That's going to be an awesome game. I can't wait to see that. So yeah, I have Green Bay 9-8. They're winning this division, but no team above 10 wins. I don't think I've had.
No, I didn't give anybody anything over 10 wins. Green Bay, I gave them 10 wins exactly.
Even in all of our this is the 4th division we've done so far, I think, and I've given one team 10+ wins. I'm pretty tough.
I think we gave Tampa 10. I think we gave Tampa 10.
Yeah, I think I gave Tampa either 10 or 11.
We're all kind of realistic. Would you say pessimistic? I'd say realistic.
You gotta be realistic about it. Unlike some people we know.
Yeah, Alan.
13 wins. Is he fucking cracked out? The hell is wrong with him? 13 wins.
I think he's cracked out, to be honest.
He's something.
Guys, you know what time it is. The music's kicking in. A sigh of relief has come over us all. We love doing this podcast, but we also love when it's time to wrap up this podcast. Maybe we head to the fridge. Maybe we head straight to bed. But either way, we know tomorrow night we're going to be back. Just be a dad, baby. Tuesday nights, same time, same place. I want to thank you all for joining us, and thank you guys, TJ, Nate, as always, for another great show. Got to dig into some wrestling tonight. I'm happy about it. Talks of NBA Finals. Game 3 is coming up. Hopefully the Celtics put up a little bit more of a fight this time. Our next divisional breakdown is going to be the AFC East, baby. That's Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, and Bills.
Jets.
TJ can't wait. I know he's excited. Nate, obviously, clearly thrilled.
Always.
Guys, any last words before we sign out of here?
No. Can't wait till next week.
Stay tuned for tomorrow when I tell my midget story.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Jesus Christ. I don't even want to know about this.
I do. Nothing like a good midget story when it comes to TJ. He's always infatuated. Fascinated. Anyways, MFers, thanks again. We'll see you next time. Peace.